Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another adventure with Bob, Beth, and the boys. Bob and Beth are here. The boys are waiting for us in the air-conditioned car. So, guess where we're at today? I'm just going to not ask Beth today. I'm just going to show you the Allman Brothers Band. Yes, we are vlogging the Allman Brothers.
Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia. So come with us. We're at the museum, and later on we're going to be going over to the gravesite. As long as the weather holds out, it's supposed to rain this afternoon. But right now it's cloudy and sunny, so we're good to go. You ready, Beth?
Ready.
Let's do this.
Hi.
Photos of
Right, well, they did Almond Joys, and then they became the Hourglass in California. Because of contract disputes and issues with, out there in California, when they came back to the Florida area, they performed under the name Almond Joys again because of this conflict with the contract. Greg had to stay in California while the Allman Brothers Band was being formed in Jacksonville because of his contractual obligations out in California. So during that first jam, when everybody got together under Dwayne's supervision, Reese Winans played organ, and that's who's in this concert here. This is the Brothers 50 at Madison Square Garden, which was our super spreader event 3 days before the nation shut down.
My son actually got to sing and play with Greg down in Florida
Oh, cool.
for about an hour on stage.
Awesome.
It
Where?
was at a coffee house.
Oh, okay.
He used to hang out at the coffee house and stuff. He would come in and
Yeah.
just jam with the
He
guys.
liked to come in. Like there was a biker bar here that weekends he would come in because they had good soul food, and he'd sit in with the guys, the same guys who've been playing there 23 years. So.
He would just jump in with guys.
Yeah,
That's what he,
he
did that
liked
night.
it. He
Because he was down in
liked
Daytona
that.
at the time.
He didn't feel the
Did you know them?
yeah, well, yeah, not all of them. I mean,
Oh,
but,
yeah, no, right, but,
yeah, some of them.
oh, yeah.
You know, I'm still pretty close with J-Mo. I knew him as Johnny and didn't realize he and J-Mo were the same person until it was a revelation. It was like, I have to leave. For like a couple of years he'd been around, but I knew him as Johnny. He introduced himself as Johnny when I moved to Macon in '78, and he was Johnny. And I went to Allman Brothers Band gigs, but not club, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was playing locally for like a year. And he was living in my guest room, and I mean,
That's crazy.
he lived in my guest room. He lived up in Atlanta. He was going to school for reflexology. He was, what they call it couch surfing now, but whatever. And then one day he said, "Well, I'm leaving, going to Tallahassee for the Allman Brothers thing," and I was like,
I want to go.
I was like, "How awesome! Congrats!" My ex-husband was standing there. I don't remember who else was standing there. Another drummer, and. I was like, how awesome for you, what a cool gig to have. And everybody's like looking at me like, what's wrong with her? Are you having a stroke, honey? And I was like, what do you mean, am I having a stroke? I was like, Johnny, that's the best thing that could happen. And he's like, you've seen the Allman Brothers, I've given you tickets. I was like, I know, thanks. Now you're gonna be in the band. Because I've always been in the band. And my ex-husband looks at me and goes, Johnny is J-Mo.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny.
No.
Lights going off all over the place.
Yeah,
Explosions.
it was my moment. Yeah, and I was like, cool. I was like, cool. We're gonna go down and get a new bass player and Warren's. And I knew Warren was a teenager playing with David Allen Coe. So like now he was gonna be part of the Allman
there's a
Brothers
name, huh?
too. It was his birthday yesterday, David.
This is Greg and Cher's pool table while they were married in the mid-1970s. Now it's filled with memorabilia.
upstairs to the second floor. Of course, obviously, this is where the bedrooms were, where they lived.
As we're in each room, checking out each room, you hear the band playing. They have the music throughout, which is kind of cool. You get to hear the music as you walk through and reminisce.
So this was apparently Dwayne's room. Some stuff in the closet there.
Last year also, it seems I recall the names and festivals and things. Yeah, the band's been together about a year and a half, and about, almost all that time we've been performing, live. And it's just that if you don't have a record, about people don't, you know what I mean? But our record came out about 8 months ago, and just locally. No, it came out mostly across the country, but it didn't sell. Yeah, it's still selling, like every time we play it sells some more. It sold real well, actually, but there's just some areas it didn't come out of. But yeah, I'm sure it's always come up, Now, anyway, let's see, you mentioned you got this next album coming up. Yeah, we've got a new album coming out. It's called Idlewild South.
The saddle.
The name of this farm that we had down in Georgia.
You had a walk through bathroom here.
This is the Cash Bar Lounge.
So Greg, Allman had like 6 kids.
Wow. Wow. Huh.
Big shower over here. That's a nice shower. Got all kinds of shower heads coming out of the walls.
Eric Clapton, man, let's talk about him. He's a guest. He's a real fine cat, and I was, really considered a privilege, and honor to play on
You see the upstairs porch in the back. Off one of the bedrooms. You go out and sit and hang out there. Quite the house. Very nice. family time. And now it's a museum with all their stuff. Their headphones. Quite a large house. Little Keats Hotels. That's funny. Drumsticks.
This is taking us down through the cemetery. Narrow, but we're doing it. Right?
Well, it was originally put in for horse and buggies and
Now where do I go?
straight.
Straight. This is one of the biggest cemeteries, isn't it? For Confederate soldiers, correct? He said next to
In this area.
In this area. Confederate Memorial Day in Macon. A lot of Confederate soldiers. Okay.
Now, according to one of the historians I talked to earlier today, back when he was 10 years old, he used to come down here, and the band would be down here at night, and they'd be hanging out by the railroad tracks here in this park area here of the cemetery. And they would come out here with the band and just sit down here and hang out down here along this creek here, along that wall. Just get their heads together, probably do a little smoking or whatever. I'm not 100% about that, not saying they did. I wasn't with them, but when he was 10 years old, he would come down here and sit here and watch them and spy on them and see what they were doing. He says, I don't know how much truth is in that, but he seemed to know a lot of history about the place.
Bob and I are walking around here. We're trying to figure out, it says where the band monument is. These are steps going down to a railroad. Huh. I don't know. We're still looking for it. Oh no. Here. Okay.
This is the Junction Tomb.
Oh yeah, that's what's up top. And this is Bond.
Where the Bond Monument is.
Huh.
Bond Monument.
Not Band Monument. Are you serious? Okay, the Bond Monument. Sorry. After doing all this. Oh. Hey, honey. That's what we do.
That's what we do. Oh wait, we found the Bond Monument.
Yes, we did. Oh.
I found the area of the park where they used to hang out over here.
Yeah, did you get that?
Yes, I did.
All right. Wow, this is something. Look at that. That's on top of that other tomb. Wow, that's crazy. Look at her arms broken off up there. He died in 1859. That's how old that monument is. Look at that. He must have been a very wealthy family. Wow. You never know where we end up, folks.
Okay, we are at the cemetery. You see Dwayne is to the left there, and Barry is to the right. Dwayne was killed in a motorcycle accident. He lost control of his Harley and smashed into a truck. And didn't die right away. He died later in the hospital from internal injuries. I think they said he was 24 years old when he died, but that's where he's laid to rest. And then a year later, Barry too died of a motorcycle accident. 1 year, I think it was almost to the day. He was killed. He crashed into a bus in town here, and then he was laid right next to Dwayne. So Dwayne and Barry are both right here, and then right over there is Greg. He's a little bit of distance from his brother. I don't know why they buried him that far away when Barry and Dwayne are buried so close. But that's Greg. Greg and my son years ago had an opportunity. My son had an opportunity to sing with Greg at a coffee house for about an hour or so. My son Nate was there singing at the coffee house and just hanging out. And Greg came in. Both of them jumped up on stage together and just started jamming out for about an hour or so. It was a fun night just to sit there and watch it. But now he's died of cancer, and this is where his body lays to rest. There's a picture laying down there in the dirt. The little angel over there, covered up a little bit. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but flowers back there. But it's all unfenced. They have a fence all around their area. This is a fairly new section. It's all been built up by walls. Seems like when they have a family member and family plots, they put walls around everything here, fences, and of course here's a locked gate for people who need to get in. But this is what the area looks like just above them. There's an old bench there in the weeds. You can see the old walls that are around going up the hill. All this is right here around them. That's amazing how old this place is. Another bench over there. And yet they are buried right here. The Allman Brothers. Final resting place right here. This is the side gate where they used to walk up the street from his apartment, and then they would come through that little walk through there and walk straight back to the park area. But that's where they come into the cemetery every night, just about every night, and walk into the park area where I showed you. This gate's not being used anymore. It's chain locked, but that's how they used to come in. Okay, everybody, it's been kind of one of those Allman Joy kind of days. If some of you remember the old band before they were the Allman Brothers, they were the Allman Joys. And so we were out here at the graveyard and at their house visiting the Allman Joys, the Allman Brothers. I think they had a few other names in there that I can't remember off the top of my head.
There was a lot of names
There was a couple band names in there, but the Allman Joys is what I remember the best because that's one of my favorite candy bars. They also had some pretty decent music. So we are at the main gate, and we are going to say goodbye to you for today until the next vlog, to our next adventure. So happy, happy, happy.
Happy. Goofy.
Have a goofy, happy day.